Sì, era un provino vero e proprio. Sì, l'ha già schiattata proprio, e che l'ha già combinata, mamma mia. No, non mi hanno detto, ma però è fatta, Massimo, passami a mamma, passami pure a mamma.
Luciano's a star. It's obvious to everyone except the producers of Grande Fratello, who still haven't called to confirm his place on the next season of their reality TV show. Still, the neighbourhood's behind him, his family's in his corner. It's surely just a matter of time before Big Brother is watching. Andrew, anyone who's seen Gomorrah is going to find this quite a change of pace, aren't they?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, we would all say we've seen Gomorrah, that was an unbelievably savage mob drama that completely changed the rules for that kind of film. This is a much more approachable, sort of even fun film in a tradition clearly inspired by Fellini, which is something that Peter sort of has written a lot about. And it's sort of very big-hearted in some ways, and also it treads a fairly well-worked theme. I mean, this whole sort of reality TV thing is something that film has been sort of interested in for quite a while. I mean, I will say one thing about it, is it's not really about the reality show. I mean, there's very little of that sort of closed-circuit TV type of stuff that you would associate with, with horror films about, set in the reality TV world, etc. It's sort of more about the people living in its periphery and its shadow.
It's quite ironic in a sense that he's actually got what looks like a relatively happy life in many ways.
He has.
But he's still not complete. He needs, thinks he needs celebrity to finish it.
I thought the opening of this movie is kind of sensational. It was absolutely brilliant. This very kind of Fellini-esque kind of opening, sort of overhead shot, swooping down to the wedding, and you see Luciano. He is this guy. He fancies himself as a real card. Everybody loves me, but except they don't. They think he's kind of unfunny and rubbish. And then this brilliant scene where he's just about to he does his sort of wacky drag act, apparently to amuse the other guests, when they bring in an ex-Big Brother star who's doing a PA, a personal appearance. Enzo, who is, it's brilliant because Luciano, very well played by Agnello Arena, just is stunned by how the acclaim that this guy gets. He's just floored by it. He's clearly, he's been watching telly all his life, but to be up close and personal with a celebrity and see them utterly kind of killing, it just does his head in, especially as he can see, and we can see, that they actually look a bit alike, they are a bit alike, and they think, well, why can't Luciano do it? This guy, Enzo, he's a complete idiot. He just says the same thing over and over again, follow your dreams, never give up, and then goes. And you realise that, well, what's so kind of heartrending is that it isn't simply that his reality TV dreams are specious or self-destructive, but they are plausible. He could do it. There's no evidence there'd be any more or less rubbish than any of the rest of them. But then we're left with the old moral. Guess what? Reality TV is bad. Well, we kind of know that, don't we? I thought we did, but I think the problem with the movie is that as it works out, there's something a bit sentimental about it, despite some brilliant ideas. I mean, I love the idea, that slightly Truman-esque surveillance that he thinks he's under. It's an interesting idea. Perhaps I mean Orwellian surveillance. I kind of thought, well, that's interesting, but where are we headed? Where are we headed with this? And we're headed to quite a sentimental Route 1 story.
Is that necessarily such a bad film?
No, maybe not. Well, maybe not, but I wanted something unexpected because there are so many films that tell you what you know already. I kind of thought, and particularly films about celebrity, which in this traditional time, on a way, say, guess what? Yearning after celebrity is bad. And yet you're watching a movie populated by actors who, of course, want more than anything to be famous. So I always have a slight trouble with this. And also it's in the other tradition, which is movies about television, ironic movies like Network about television. And guess what? Television is bad. Television is sort of evil, even. Whereas, we in the movies are much higher than that.
Veramente?
È tutta Napoli a festeggiare. festeggiare.
Scusate, sì, siamo a mare.
Ho capito. No, ma noi l'abbiamo preso proprio per questo, perché si vede proprio dalla faccia che lei è una persona, diciamo, lei ha la faccia proprio estrunz. Senta, siamo di redazione di Grande Fratello. Oh, ma io ho detto niente di strano, io sono veramente il Grande Fratello.